Repair on a Samson Pumps liquid ring pump Truckmaster 1600, KS500, KS725, KS1025, or the Industrial Series 1600 Part 3 assembly. During this repair, we will replace bearings, mechanical shaft seals, and all gaskets. Lower the non-drive end pump housing onto the mounting pipe or the previous support. Lift the shell into place. A good tip is to use 3 washers between the shell and pump housing. The washers lift the shell so the internal gasket can be installed without issues. Focus on the marking made earlier. Measure the gasket and install a new one with double the thickness of the used one. This rule applies to both ends of the pump and ensures the same clearance between the rotor and flow plate as the original pump. Gaskets of this type cannot be reused, so it is important to use new gaskets. We always recommend using original Samson Pumps gaskets included in our gasket set. Carefully place the gasket and ensure it is correctly positioned. Remove the 3 washers from the shell and pump housing. Lower the cleaned rotor into place. Place the upper gasket. Lift the drive end pump housing and lower it over the rotor shaft. Ensure the gasket is not pushed out of place. Align the pump housing markings. Reinstall the stay bolts. Install all bolts without tightening them fully. Now tighten 4 stay bolts to move the pump to the workbench. Loosen the 4 bolts slightly. Ensure both pump housings are level, otherwise the pump may wobble. Tighten the 8 stay bolts in a crisscross pattern to the specified torque. Prepare new mechanical shaft seals. Place the loose rings over the shaft at each end. It can be helpful to use a mounting sleeve over the shaft. This aids in installing the mechanical shaft seal. Lubricate the shaft and carefully install the seal. Use 2 screwdrivers to push the mechanical shaft seal fully into place. Be very careful not to touch the sealing material at the top of the mechanical shaft seal. Press the fixed part of the mechanical shaft seal into the bearing housing. Ensure the 2 sealing surfaces of the mechanical shaft seal are free of grease. Install the bearing housings on the pump using the mounting sleeve. Install a couple of guide bolts in the pump housing to make assembly easier and safer. Install the bolts on the bearing housings and tighten them to the specified torque. Remove the mounting sleeve from both ends. We are now ready to install the bearings. Fill the bearings with grease before pressing them into the bearing housing. Clean and install the old shims in front of the bearing. Install the bearing cap with a new gasket from the gasket set. Ensure the small mark on the bearing caps faces the grease nipple. Install and tighten the bolts to the specified torque. Repeat the same procedure on the non-drive end. Shims, new gasket, mark facing up. Tighten to the specified torque. Install new grease nipples. Now check that the pump can rotate.
Okay, let's try the horn.
Fill the bearing housings with grease. Lubricate the drive end with 36 grams and the non-drive end with 44 grams. Since this repair is performed at our factory in Denmark, the pump will undergo a test in our test center, measuring performance, power, temperature, and tightness before being returned to the customer. The unique test for this specific pump is saved in our database, so the pump's history can always be traced. After a successful test, the pump is surface treated again and fitted with new stainless steel drain plugs. The pump is now refurbished, tested, and ready to be returned. Thank you for using this instructional video. We hope you found it useful. Do not hesitate to contact us if you have any further questions or need additional support.